What's up, Jackass?
Narrow, 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 dun 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 dun, narrow, narrow, narrow. What's up, dummy?
People are gonna think that's the Old Town Roasting song, not the Jackass theme
That's
song.
the Jackass song.
Kind of.
Narrow, 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 narrow.
We're so annoying right now.
Mm-hmm.
We just keep singing the Jackass song for just an hour.
Do you know that one of my, I don't know why it's so visceral, but I remember sitting like in a playground. I think my family was on vacation in Florida and I had a copy of Maximum Rock and Roll. And I read about D. Boone's death from the Minutemen, who do the theme from Jackass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like, for some reason, it stuck in my brain. I think it was the first time, like as a young punk, like someone that I kind of idolized died. And that's why, like, I still remember sitting there reading that issue of Maximum Rock and Roll.
It's crazy.
Very weird.
Well, we went to an advanced screening of Jackass Forever tonight.
I saw more dicks than I've seen in a very long time.
There was a lot of dicks. Well, first of all, you're skipping ahead. There was literally, I thought there was a problem. Like, we've been to some of the worst movies ever, advanced screenings, like Winchester House and fucking the new Pet Cemetery and all these fucking whoppers. And the advanced screening, there's always people who show up so early. There's always a line down the hallway. We got there for this Jackass Forever screening an hour and a half early, like we always do. There was fucking 4 people sitting there. 4.
And one of them was dating one of the ushers from the movie theater.
Literally, yeah. This was the worst attended advanced screening I've ever seen. And maybe it's because of snowstorms coming. Maybe it's because Rona's spiking. It could be because of anything, but like I've never seen anything like that.
It was crazy because they had it in the big theater too.
Huh?
So I think probably overall there were maybe, what would you say, 40 people there? 50
I think
people?
that's high.
I think that's pretty high too.
I think like 30.
It was empty.
I know, but I was stoked because I went in to eat some popcorn, so I had to take my mask off, and there was like nobody around us. Everybody was super separated, so it was nice. But yeah, so then it starts, and within, I would say, 60 seconds.
Are you going to give spoilers to the Jackass movie?
A tiny bit, but not really. But I was going to say, within the first 60 seconds, you see Tony Hawk covered from head to toe in fucking cum. Like, cum, literally. And then,
not literally.
I mean, yeah. Well,
simulated ejaculate.
Yes, a lot of it. And then, like you said, just so many dicks and balls. So many, like a lot. Like immediately.
More. I mean, I don't care, but it's like more dicks and balls, buttholes, and taints than I have seen in a very long time.
Honestly, like I obviously watched all the shows when they were on TV. I kind of feel like I don't even know how many other movies there are. I don't think I saw the other movies.
Oh, I saw the other movies for sure in theater.
Yeah, I don't think I did. Or maybe I did. I don't know, maybe I did. But regardless, I kind of remember the shows on TV more. So it's like I don't remember, like obviously in the movie they can do whatever the fuck they want. So I don't remember just straight up dicks all the time.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a thing because like I think in films and in movies, like you can't show an erect penis. I think that makes it an X movie if the penis is erect.
Oh, you could be right.
You can show a flaccid one. And in Jackass, you see them in all shapes and sizes. I mean, they're not erect, but they are smashed flat and squished bloody.
Yep. A lot of wounded dicks.
Spoilers for the new Jackass movie. They hurt themselves.
A lot. The one poor guy, gets it more than anybody else, and it's just him just getting tortured pretty much the whole movie in like every way you can imagine. And he's like, you could tell by then he's like fucking traumatized.
Oh yeah, he's got PTSD for sure.
For sure. Like, I don't know any of them were still standing really. And they were all like just terrified at every second. I don't know how you do that. Like I don't know how long filming took, whatever, but I don't know how you do that. Show up every day and then just get like, because even in between, they would do funny like short takes where they would just get fucked with while they're just standing there.
Yeah, I think that a movie like that, and I'm just guessing, I think a movie like that is probably shot within 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was thinking even like a week.
because just when you look, like if they take their shirts and pants off, like the bruises that they have on them, they have been going for it for a few days.
Yeah.
There are some heinous bruises in this thing.
Yeah, with good reason.
But spoilers, you get to see a bear.
Yeah, there's a bear. That was kind of, and again, I didn't see the other movies. That was the only thing. They did obviously take really good care of the animals that were in the movie. And numerous times Johnny Knoxville was like, okay, don't mess with that. Don't mess with the animal. Don't mess with the animal. Like, they were really careful, but I was still like, do we really need to use all these animals for this? That was kind of bumming me out. But
yeah,
other than that, that's the only bad thing I have to say. Everything else was fucking funny and it was stupid. And like you were saying, like anything nowadays that can like take you out of your brain, like I was invested.
Yeah, I told you in the car on the way home, like, I don't know what people expect from Jackass movies, but I've always looked at Jackass as a way to, whether it's for 5 seconds, 30 seconds, or 30 minutes or an hour, it's a way to absolutely parts of your brain that are concerned with you and your self-existence are turned off for a fraction of a second at least, where you're like, holy shit, this is going to happen, or they're going to do that. And you don't even you're not thinking about yourself. You're not worried about yourself. You're actually invested with something on the screen. Like I said, even if it's only for 10 seconds, I think your brain can take some comfort in that.
Yeah, there was a lot of it, right? Honestly, I don't know. Everybody has different fears, but I'm like fucking terrified of bees and bee stings. And there's like a bee part, and I was fucking writhing, dude. It was, and they did so many fucked up things the whole movie. And I think the bee part like took me out of it the most. I'm like, I cannot deal with these bees.
I like bees. I just don't like genital mutilation.
No, there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that. Did we mention that there's dicks in this film?
Lots of dicks. Some old man dicks.
Somehow or another, this movie presented on the big screen, as large as possible on the big screen, a penis.
And also, and again, I will disclaimer again, I don't know if I saw the other movies and I don't fully remember them that well, but I didn't remember Steve-O's fucking packing, dude.
I think that they've made comments about their unique packages, in former episodes.
I was surprised.
It is strange, though, like, because at the end, they show you clips from the old Jackasses.
Yeah.
And you do realize, like, that they were babies.
Yeah. It was cute to see, like, most of them back and, like, how they are now. And Johnny Knoxville's funny. Johnny Knoxville's funny just standing there. His laugh is so fucking funny.
Yeah. He enjoys watching Jackass and watching them do stuff. I think my biggest thing with Jackass, for some reason, I don't know what this is, but you can set up huge, elaborate Rube Goldberg machine pranks and hurt people. The things that get me the most are like the simplest. It's like someone on a skateboard getting hit with a baseball bat. Like, it kills me every time I see something so simple.
That was me the whole movie. Like, I don't really like gross out humor and stuff like that, so I was at the wrong fucking movie. But it's the simple stuff for me, like the accident, like the falls, and like just like you said, just like smacking somebody out of nowhere, or like startling somebody. Like, that's fucking funny.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good though. Anybody who likes Jackass will like it. It's a nice half an hour or hour and a half of just not thinking and just chuckling and acting like you're 18 again.
Yeah, for sure. It is strange though, because we were talking before the film, like realizing that Johnny Knoxville is the same age as I am. Like, we're 50 years old. And it's strange because, much like any other movie property, whether it's Star Wars or Star Trek, like, all of a sudden you realize you've been with these quote unquote characters for decades, and then for some people, again, you and I had a conversation on the way to the movie. For some of us, like, we've been invested in, like, I was a punk rock kid in the 80s. And so there was like the skate scene overlapped with the punk scene. So, and then the punk scene was pretty, cohesive. And so everybody knew what everybody else was doing through fanzines. And like I said, like Maximum Rock and Roll is how we found out people died. And so for some people, like the characters, the people in Jackass, you've had them in your life for 30 years.
Yeah, I know. I felt like a glimmer of that too, because Rob Dyrdek pops up in the movie for a second, and I'm like, dang, we've been with Rob Dyrdek for a minute.
Right?
Like, I had his shoes.
Now, you would know this if I didn't. You will know this, I think, because you are the professional in this. But did Rob Dyrdek get work done?
I think maybe.
He looked a little smooth and tight.
Yeah, he could maybe have some Botox or filler going on. I was surprised, and this is just me being oversaturated by the internet and famous people, but I'm surprised he hasn't bought those big fake teeth yet.
Yeah.
Because he's some regular old teeth, and they all had fake teeth in it, and it looks kind of weird. I'm like, maybe Rob Dyrdek needs those fake teeth. I don't know.
Maybe Rob Dyrdek just didn't hurt himself as much as they did and knock his teeth out as much as they did.
Yeah, but it was cool. There was a lot of celebrity cameos, and they were all really funny. They were well placed.
I really don't know those celebrity cameos.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, they're good for, I guess, the younger kids. And bringing in a younger crew of Jackass.
Yeah, the other new guys were funny. That dad was so funny.
Super funny.
I love
Dark
him.
Shark.
Dark Shark. He was perfect. I can't believe he... Well, we're going to give spoilers. Never mind. It doesn't really mean anything to anybody, but when he was in that chair and he ripped that tape off, could not believe he ripped through that. Jeez.
I couldn't believe someone ripped through duct tape. It was so funny.
Know. He was fucked. Everybody was so scared. It was good. There was a lot of good. And all the things in it were super short. Like, they got a lot in there. They did squeeze a lot in. Yeah. A lot of different. And then the whole credits, you get extra stuff, too. It was like start to finish. It was good. It was a good time. I'm glad we went. We haven't went anywhere.
Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to do a Ryan Dunn thing.
Yeah, it kind of was, too. Yeah, they did a little.
Just at the very end.
Yeah. And then you were saying, too, while we were waiting to go in, the story of how they all came here a long time ago, or some of them, skaters?
Yeah. It was in the early to mid 80s. Like, all of the biggest skateboarders and skate kids in the world hung out in Royal Oak for like 2 months. And just like crashed at people's houses, and Christian Hosoi and Tony Hawk. And because at the time, 10 Mile Road was being demolished to create 696, the interstate. And so before 696 opened, it was the longest unused piece of poured concrete in the world. And so skaters from all over the world came here while it wasn't open. And we would all just sit. Like, I wasn't a skater, but here were these punk adjacent groups of people, and you'd just sit on the embankments and they'd just skate for miles. Like, you'd see them coming and there they go. And then, you'd watch them ollie and kick flip. And it was really a weird time, because then someone like even one of them becoming Tony Hawk is a mind blower.
Yeah, I wonder if they filmed that for any old skate vids, or if it's in like an old issue of Thrasher or something. Because if they were all coming here, I would imagine there was photos.
I'm sure there are a ton of photos and probably a lot of bad VHS. Like at the time, like early VHS, even though at that time VHS tapes were, you carried the VCR on a shoulder strap.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure it exists somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Super crazy though. Like I was saying, like I still, like, even though I said it out loud, thinking about the fact that like any one of those ratty ass skate kids that was hanging out with ratty ass punk rock kids becomes like a multi-millionaire with video games recognizable all over the world, like, is crazy.
Well, kind of recognizable. Tony Hawk does those tweets about how people think they think it's him and it's not him, or it is him. Like, you look like Tony Hawk.
You look like Tony Hawk. I am Tony Hawk.
But no, then I was telling you, I got to interview Tony Hawk before. He bought a house here in Detroit, like 5 or 6 years ago or something. And he's good friends with my friend Joe. And I had a travel blog at the time. He was just one of the people I wanted to get, because he had been around here. He has a foundation. Tony Hawk has a foundation where he builds skate parks around the country. So like my travel blog was like travel and tattoos and pets and stuff. So my friend Joe, I'm like, Joe, if you're ever with him and it's just like hangout time, I'm like, fucking call me. I'm like, he's like, I'm not going to ask him if you can interview him, but you can ask him. I'm like, fuck, okay. So I'm sitting here one night, it's like 11 o'clock, and Joe texts me. He says the bar that they're at, and he's like, it's just me and Tony here, come up here. And I'm like, fuck. So I get all ready, go downtown Detroit and hang out. Tony was cool as fuck. We just hung out and drank for a while, played pool. It was like Tony and his wife, Joe, and me, the MTS bar. And I got a pic with him, and he agreed to do the interview. And he gave me, what did he think? He gave me his email or something. I don't remember. So I was stoked. And then I had to give Joe and his girlfriend a ride back to over here where we live. So there was a fucking flood on 75 on our way back. And it was like halfway up my car. It was not good. So I'm like, well, this will be real fucking funny if I left my house and killed my car just to get an interview with Tony Hawk. I'm like, in my head, I'm already like, it's fucking worth it. I don't fucking care. So yeah, so my car stalled out. We're under a bridge, me and Joe and his girlfriend. I think they crawled up the embankment and got a ride. They got like a Uber or some shit. They like bounced out. So I waited for the tow truck guy, and I'm sitting in the tow truck, and he's like, so how was your night? And I'm like, well, you're not going to believe this, but I just killed my car because I just interviewed Tony Hawk. And he's like, you what? Or something. Or I'm like, I just got Tony Hawk to agree to an interview. And he's like, oh my God, that's so sick. I'm like, yeah, if my car never runs again, I don't fucking care. And as it were, my car never ran again. So that's the story of how my car died, but it was worth it. And then, yeah, so we did an interview and it went super great. And it was when I had Bean, and my last question in the interview was, I showed him a picture of me and Bean. I'm like, if you had to rename Bean, what would you call him? And he said Buster. So Bean's unofficial name from Tony Hawk was Buster.
There you go.
There you go.
Did you skate?
Yeah.
You did? You were a skater girl?
Yeah, I worked at skate parks and skate shops like my whole childhood. I met a bunch of the big skaters at the skate park I worked at. Like the demos would come through of the brands. So like Element would come through and Birdhouse, and we'd get a bunch of free shit. Yeah. My first job was a skate shop. Then I worked at the skate park. Then I moved to New Jersey and worked for Vans. And I moved back here and worked at 2 more skate shops.
I skated for probably 1 year, and I skated for transportation only. I created a huge number of skateboarding tricks for people who don't skateboard. Things like a clop. Do you know what a clop is?
No, I do not.
A clop is when you stand on a skateboard and you slightly lift the front wheels up and then set them back down really fast. That is a clop.
Wait, I think that's a move, though. A real move.
That's not a real move. It's something that everyone does who doesn't know how to skate.
Wait, what did you say you did?
You stand on the board and then you slightly elevate the front wheels by about an inch to a half an inch, and then you just set them down real fast and the board goes clop, and that's called a clop.
Okay.
And then I also created the curb.
What's that?
The curb is where you very slowly roll into a curb to a stop.
That's how you stopped. Then you told me too your fucking crazy story about your friend that did conventions. It's like, well, I've heard all of your stories a million times by now, and I literally almost every time you tell your stories, I just sit there and I love it. I love like the build. I love watching people hear it. And every time I've heard you tell me this story, I get like furious in my body. It builds up in my body, and I'm like, this is so fucking annoying.
So I met a guy at a convention years ago. This is probably almost 11 or 12 years ago. He was one of the guys in Jackass, and he, signed pictures of him and Johnny and sold Jackass t-shirts. And I met him at a convention. We talked, and then maybe a couple months later, I saw him again at another convention, and we talked and exchanged like phone numbers and talked on the phone a couple times. So he calls me a few months later because Motor City Comic Con is going to happen, and he's going to be appearing. And so he's got his t-shirts and photographs, and he needs a place to stay when he's here. And I was like, that's kind of weird. They're flying him in or bringing him in or whatever. So I said, well, yeah, you can stay at my house, I guess. He's like, I only need to stay there for a day. Like the first day, I'll get a hotel the other 2 nights. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I was like, I'll meet you, because I was appearing too. So I met him at Motor City Comic Con, and he was all set up in his booth and had a line of people and was telling stories and selling shirts and signing autographs. And we came back to my house that night, and he revealed to me that he had never been on Jackass. That Jackass had come to his town once, and he showed up on the set, and when someone asked, like, is there any water around here? Like, he went and got them a case of water. That was all he ever did in Jackass. But he realized that because he goes to conventions all the time, like nobody really ever checks anybody's credentials. So from going and running and getting water with them, had picture of him with Johnny and with Bam and with Ryan Dunn. So he had those pictures of him with them, and he had a banner made that said Jackass on it. And he would go to Target or Walmart and buy those Jackass shirts that they sell with the Jackass logo on it. And he would call up conventions. He was actually fairly smart about it. He squatted on the domain name mtbproductions.com. And MTV Productions let that name lapse. And this guy bought it. So he owned mtbproductions.com. created an email address called like promotional department at MTV Productions. And he would email conventions, do you want so-and-so from the Jackass movies and television show? And of course, conventions would say yes. And so then he would go there and he would present himself as a cast member from Jackass.
And then you'd say that there would be like a line and stuff, and people would take pictures of them, and they like post. I don't know if this was before people could post it online, but still, like you said that nobody ever questioned it or like looked it up or.
Yeah, never. People would come up to him and say like, I don't remember you from Jackass. And he would say like, oh yeah. And he would literally just say things like episode 12, 13 and a half minutes in, we do the firework one. And people are like, oh yeah. And they don't want to disappoint the person they're talking to, right? So they'll say like, oh yeah, I remember that. But at the time, like who was going to go home and dig through Jackass episodes to go to the 13th minute of the 12th episode? And then if they did, he would just tell them, oh, it wasn't that episode. I was wrong. It was the 14th episode. Like, but nobody ever went that far with it. People saw the Jackass logo. They saw him selling shirts. They saw him with photographs of him in Johnny Knoxville, and they would fork over $20, $40 a piece for photographs of this guy who had never been on Jackass and was just straight up scamming everyone.
I like can't stand it. It's like I can't stand that story. I mean, great.
The second night that he was here, so I was like, so where are you going to stay like now? And he was like, oh, I'll figure something out. So I think that morning he woke up and he had a burner phone on him that was connected to a New York number. Like he had signed up this burner phone with a New York number. He used that phone to call a local hotel and say, hey, so-and-so from Jackass is in town for the Motor City Comic Con and they overbooked at the Hilton. He needs a room tonight. And then he would present himself as so-and-so from MTV Productions. You can call us back at our office if you can comp him a room, and he'll do social media about it. An hour would go by. They would call his burner phone back. He'd answer it as the secretary, confirm all the information he just told them, and then they'd give him a free room for the night.
Why don't we do that?
It was such a deep scam.
That's incredible, dude. I'm like surprised he still doesn't do it. I don't know where he is. I don't know what his name is.
I have Google searched his name, and there are literally hundreds of Google images of him standing next to people giving thumbs up with the Jackass logo behind him.
Are we going to say his name? What's his name?
I'm not going to say his name.
Oh, come on.
No.
You don't know him.
I mean, he stayed at my house once.
Okay. Did he at least, I mean, they're all very nondescript, just regular looking guys anyway, but did he at least look like one of them, or did he look not like one of them?
No, he absolutely looked like one of them.
Okay.
Sure.
See, that's the thing.
And then the other thing is because you're at a convention and you're allegedly you're a quote unquote celebrity. He would do all of these smaller conventions around the country, little horror movie conventions, little comic book conventions. And he would meet other people who had actually done things. And then he would say like, oh, I heard you're filming nearby. Do you have any extra like walk-on parts I could do? And because they think he's a celebrity, they would be like, yeah. So after a few years, he had actual credits in films from just schmoozing at Comic Cons.
Yeah, that was like just exhausting for me to think about. I like hate it. I hate it. I don't know. And from us doing cons and like, I feel like if there was somebody there presenting themselves as that, I'd be like, ooh. Like, who are you? Like, what? Like, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you.
Which is the craziest thing. I doubt that person has made me doubt everyone. Unless I've seen someone in like a major motion picture. I just don't believe anyone at conventions.
Right. Are you drinking any of the moonshine that I gave you?
No. I actually was going to pour myself a ginger ale and vodka. And I just realized that I was out of chilled vodka. I have that warm giant bottle of vodka my sister got me. I haven't opened it yet. So I'm just drinking ginger ale and some coffee right now. I haven't drank any of the moonshine.
Our friend Jackie got us, well, she's one of my brow clients, so she came the other day for her brow touch-up, and she works at a haunted jail in Indiana that's now a distillery. It's called Boone County Jail Distillery. And they make, well, last time she came, she brought me a bottle of absinthe. Well, I still haven't opened it because I'm scared of it. But this time she brought me a bottle of apple pie moonshine, and then you got a bottle of lemon drop moonshine, and then some other flavors she brought us, but she said we can go down there and look at the haunted jail whenever we want. And then she also said they're like fixing the place up to be like almost like a tasting room or something. Like there'll be tables and a bar, and like you can like I don't know if they're gonna have food or not, but there's gonna be like tables in the cells, and you can go in the cells and fucking hang out. I'm like, we're coming.
I'll go do that.
I know I want to do that. I want to do a talk there or something. That'd be fun.
I need to drink that moonshine though. My sleep schedule has been so fucking weird and getting worse and worse and worse. I think I just need to start drinking myself into sleepiness.
I know I'm drinking the moonshine right now, and I'm like, it feels cozy. I was also thinking, okay, so when I got back here, just to prep for this impending snowstorm that we're getting tomorrow and the next day,
we're gonna get 2 inches.
We're going to get 2 feet. But I took my garbage out, and then I put a sheet over my car, which I don't know if is that going to stick to my car? First question, is that going to stick? Sweet. So that'll be frozen to my car when I go out there. I thought I would just fucking Houdini that shit off, and then all the snow, we're going to see what happens. Maybe I'll film it. I don't fucking know. But so I went outside and did that. And then I came in here and I poured myself the moonshine, and I'm like, wait, maybe I'll day drink tomorrow and shovel all the snow and just be hammered all day. I'll put a barrel under my neck like a fucking St. Bernard and go. I'll just get wasty pants and fucking shovel all my snow. So if you see me or if you hear, I don't fucking know. We'll just be out there hammered. It seems like that would.
You just put a regular blanket on your car.
I put a bed sheet over my car. And I snipped it. I shut it in the windows. So it stays there. And then I'm going to pull it off. Is it going to work?
No.
Is it really going to stick to my car?
It's probably already very damp.
Yep.
And then the temperature is going to drop tonight.
Yeah.
And then it's going to freeze to the car.
I think it's going to work.
I don't think it's going to work. Have you ever left a wet mitten outside?
Yeah, on the cement.
It freezes solid.
It's not going to freeze to my metal car, is it?
It's not going to freeze to your metal car.
Okay, well, if I can't get it off, then I'll just take a fucking Uber where I have to go. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I don't have a drop cloth. I don't have anything plastic.
What about a scraper for the fucking snow?
Yeah, but
listen, you've lived in Michigan long enough. Don't you think by this time, everyone in Michigan would just be going out and putting a blanket on their car?
Yeah, they should.
They don't, for a reason.
Dude, when this works perfectly, you're going to be sorry. This
has been Jessica's terrible tips for winter.
Bro, I'm literally going to film it and see if it works, and then I'll put it on our Instagram so everybody go follow her.
I like that you think it's going to be Houdini pulling like a table, like a tablecloth out from under all of the other stuff on the table. I'm going to pull all the snow off. Imagine a metal table with a wet tablecloth on it.
It wouldn't freeze. It might become it might freeze into like a dome shape, and then I have to like push it off. But I really don't think it's going to freeze to my car.
This is going to be a great experiment.
Man, you got me worried now. See, that's the thing too. If it wasn't raining right now and then switching to snow, if it just started snowing, that would be the thing. But I'm. Yeah,
now you're thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll go out there and see if it's fucked up, and then I could pull it off before it gets really bad.
This is probably 20 years ago, more than that, probably 30 years ago, but a friend of mine decided, because his car, it had been one of those ice storms where it was just thick ice on everything. It wasn't even snow, it was just ice on everything. And he went out and started to try and scrape the ice off of his windshield. And I mean, he just couldn't. He couldn't even get through that first layer. It was so thick. Mm-hmm. This is the genius idea. What's the genius idea he had at the time?
Throw hot water on the car?
Yes, I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to boil a pot of water.
I've done that before.
Throw it on the windshield of the car.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It freezes in fucking 1 second.
In this instant, it burst his windshield.
Oh! See, I used to have this shitty Ford car that I don't know what it is about Fords, but all of their doors stick. All of them. So my doors were frozen shut and I had to do that thing. And it worked. It's a good thing I didn't blow my window. Every Ford I've ever had breaks and everything snaps off and freezes shut. And every Chevy I've ever had is perfect and fine. The doors never freeze shut ever. But what I was just thinking when you were talking is, what if the underneath part does freeze and we have a little situation? Well, then I'll just run my car for like 20 minutes and then it'll melt it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're fine.
Or you could just get in your car and run your car and let the snow melt off of it.
I just feel like, whatever. This is going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
What's even greater is I live on a main road, so people are going to be watching me Houdini this shit off my car.
That's the other thing I was thinking is you're not going to have to film it because there are going to be people all over going like, what the fuck is that girl doing? She put a blanket on her car last night?
I know, I was thinking that. I'm like, when people wake up, they're going to see my sheet on my car, and I could be like, they're going to be like, man, she's smarter. They're going to be like, she's the fucking dumbest motherfucker. That's fine. Whatever. If it doesn't work, if it really does freeze to it, then I'll get a plastic thing from the dollar store next time and try it again. Like a shower curtain.
Right.
That'll probably work really.
Or worse.
Yeah. Or just like rips off in little pieces.
Yes.
Oh, Michigan problems. Oh, and then I told you the other day that I need fucking help cleaning my house because I'm a disaster. And I said, can you just come over here and sit with me so I can clean my attic and I can clean my basement. I can get my house in order. And then I said, I've been considering ordering one of those driveway dumpster bags so they can just come pick it up with a crane or whatever they do. And what did you say?
I said you should order one of those dumpster bags and then you should just lay in it and put it
You go, what are you going to do? Get in and zip in? Oh my God, I cackled. Yup. Just throw my life in the fucking garbage.
I wonder if anybody's tried to do that.
Oh my God, bro. I have to get one of those. I just don't throw everything out.
You just need me to come over and you need me to radiate Virgo energy.
Yes, I need your Virgo energy. I need to hold up the stupidest thing you've ever seen in your life, and you're going to be like, absolutely throw that away immediately.
You're going to open a box that you haven't opened in 15 years, and I'm going to say, you haven't opened that in 15 years. Give it to me. I'm going to throw it away.
Yep, and then you're going to keep it, sell it on eBay.
I'm good at organizing.
Yeah, you said that shit the other day about you still have all your trench coats and you save them. And then somebody on our Instagram said, ooh, that should be your next contest or some shit to win one of his old trench coats. And I'm like, nope, he's not going to do that.
Nope, I will not do that.
Nope. A, because you need them all. And B, because nope, you don't need anybody doing juju with your clothes.
No. And like I think I talked about before, like those coats all have memories for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know which one I was wearing during Ghost Stalkers. I know which one I was wearing when I was in this haunted place and that haunted place when I went on this trip when I did that thing.
Yeah, but then I told everybody how you sold one of your ties and then people were going to get your neck smell.
Oh, Tenney, neck smell. That reminds me, I have to go and pull my laundry. Can I call you right back?
You didn't think to do this before?
Let me just do it, and then I'll call you right back.
Cool. Do you have any concept of time?
What, calling you back a day later isn't calling you right back?
No, you said you were going to go. Wait, what? I'm just flabbergasted.
Things take time.
What, did you change all of the laundry in your neighborhood? And then
I'm an old man. I have to iron and hang ties up. This is the Virgo energy you were talking about.
I know, but...
Did you survive the snow?
Well, I woke up and we only had like a dusting. We had like nothing. That was nothing. What would you say now? There's like 3 inches?
Maybe. How'd that sheet work on your car?
You know, I didn't. First of all, earlier today, I saw a TikTok of this lady who freezed like her whole family's jeans standing up outside. And I'm like, oh, those froze pretty good. And then I thought immediately of the sheet. I'm like, I just got a frozen dome over my car right now, I'm sure. And then, no, I didn't test it yet because we're in the middle of a gap right now. And then there's going to be more snow coming tomorrow. So I'll try and Houdini it tomorrow when it's over. I'm going to have to like crack it off with a hammer.
I would love to see you smacking your car with a hammer to get the frozen sheet off of it.
Well, if I can't get it off, you can Uber over here and watch me. I need your help, actually.
I don't even think Ubers are running.
I know, right? They're probably not. But I realize I have to go into work on Friday because my what is it called? My like med waste pickup is Friday afternoon. So I even if I don't take clients, I literally have to go there and do that.
Yeah, I have to figure out a way. I have to go to the post office because I have a package to mail that has to go out from eBay.
Me too. I sold a shirt today for $67.
I sold some He-Man action figure parts.
Nice. I know I saw you made a tweet today that said Boba Fett, whatever the fuck that show, or I don't even know what it is, if it's a movie or a show, but you said Boba Fett should be called some Star Wars stuff, and then I almost tweeted back at you, you could also write that above your office, but I didn't do it.
That is true. No,
the more I thought about it was your office has more Star Trek stuff, so I'm like...
There's a whole part of Star Wars in here, too.
Yeah, I thought so.
No, that show is called The Book of Boba Fett, and it's a new Disney multi-part series about the character Boba Fett. And I think this is episode 7, and the last 2 episodes, Boba Fett has not been in the show.
So it's the book of somebody.
Yeah, it's just Star Wars stuff. This last episode had Luke Skywalker all in it. Young Luke Skywalker, all 3D faked. Well, CGI faked, deep fake faked, whatever.
How's that look?
I don't understand. It's just a show about Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Which is what they should have called it. But people love it. It's fine. It's not my bag.
There you go.
There you go. Tenney's review, not my bag.
Yep. Your famous review of not for me.
How's Toad dealing with the snow?
He likes it. I went outside today. I had to film a video because Llewellyn sent me a box of books. So I'm like, I don't want to do another stupid video sitting in my house. So I'm like, I'll go out in the snowstorm. And then there was at least something to the video. So I went out there. I'm like standing in the freaking snow. And then I'm holding the books up.
Wait a minute. Is he eating Fritos?
No, you would think. No, he's eating. This is a pumpkin toy, and it has crunchiness in it. And he's he's literally smashing it into my leg, trying to get me to play. This is too loud. Get a quieter one. But no, so I'm filming the video outside, and like one of the books is called Fiber Magic, and it's like a witchy crafting book. And they sent me with it a little packet of like yarn, like I think it's like intention infused yarn to like start your first project. It's really cute. So I'm like holding up the book and filming, and Toad grabs the fucking yarn out of the box and runs in the house. I'm like, come on. So I had to stop the video, go back, but it's cute. It was fun. I don't know. I don't even know what I say on there, but it was fun. And then the contrast of iPhone with me against the snow made me look orange. So I look like a Oompa Loompa in the video, but whatever. I did my best. Right. There's another book in the box called Hex Twisting. It's called, what is it called? Hang on. Hex Twisting Counter Magic Spells for the Irritated Witch.
Oh.
Yes. That's me. And there's another one called Warrior Magic, and I'm going to give you that one. Because it looks like, I don't know why, but the cover of it like reminds
Lawyer Magic?
No, Warrior Magic.
Oh, Warrior Magic.
Yeah, it looked like, I don't know, the front reminded me of like your Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I'm literally sure that's not what it's about, but something about the front vibe reminded me of that. So I'm like, I'll give this one.
I think I talked about this with you a long time ago. I don't know if we talked about it in the podcast, but I am still super surprised that there's not like a whole series of books targeted toward like bro culture.
There should be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, isn't the first rule of witchery to be like open to suggestion and like stuff, and like bros are anything but open to suggestion.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's money in something, what has that ever stopped anyone from writing a book about? Like, it doesn't matter. You could write bro magic right now, and I'm sure you would sell thousands of copies. Like how to infuse your backwards baseball hat.
Oh my God.
Like you could set the intention for like clearer vision onto your Ray-Bans, and then when you wear them on the back of your head, you could literally see behind you.
Wait, they would have one for like those balls that people put on the back of their truck, those like hangy balls.
Truck balls.
That would be the protection amulet.
Yeah.
Wait, are we writing a book right now? Can we write?
I think this is bro magic. This is what it is.
Bro magic.
Magic. I mean, think of all the magic powders that people drink to get those gains.
Oh my God! Instead of like oil and like anointing yourself in your wrists and your neck, we could do it like Axe body spray.
Yeah, and oiling your shaft.
Ew, why? We started this episode talking about dicks. Now we're ending it talking about dicks. Dude, I want to write this. It'll be like in the same vein as like, we'll sell it as like a 2-pack with your ghost hunting bro book.
Yeah, the main vein.
Ew, stop. No, but wait, what is your ghost book?
Come at me, ghost.
Yeah, Come at me, ghost, bro ghost book. And then this will be the bro magic book.
Yeah.
No, I really want to write it. Let's write it. I'll like literally wait. I'll just.
You're so excited now for Brocraft.
So excited, and I could like on the low just like lurk my brother's life and like ask him bro type questions, and then he would inspire me. He would be like our test subject.
What if I helped you take your crystal article and we wrote M Magic?
Magic. Magic for bros and fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
MMA Magic.
I do want to do more stuff with that. Because that was my thing. Well, it's a long story. I'll do it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, that's fine.
I don't want to give up my secrets, but I do have other ideas for that and like interview ideas if I ever get to interview fighters. So like I don't want to like spill all my shit. Somebody will steal it.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll rate Bro Magic, put that on the list. And then, hey, you're biting my... Stop! He's biting my snow boot. Bubba's. What was I going to say? And we can make Bro Magic shirts, and they'll be like a Nike swoosh shirt, but it like won't be a Nike shirt. It'll be like a fucking something else.
It'll be some kind of weird sigil.
Yes! Yes! It'll be like a North Face shirt with like a North Face logo, but it'll be like...
It'll be triangles instead of mountains.
Yes! It'll be like directions, like north facing, whatever the fuck.
The outlash and backlash from the witch community would be so fucking huge.
Okay, if they didn't fucking get it, like that's funny. I'm sorry. Whatever. Stop eating my boot, bro. He doesn't care. Did you see my Instagram story today? That's why it happened. Because while I was making that Llewellyn video, he stole this disgusting muddy stick from the backyard, brought it in here and bit it up on my couch. And it was all muddy and fucked up on my couch.
He was bringing you a magic wand.
He did. He inspired Bro Magic today. This is why it happened, because Toady brought in a disgusting
His
muddy
Bro
wand.
Magic energy.
Oh my, yeah, you're going to have to talk about wands and they'll just be dicks in the
Yep.
book.
That's all wands are anyway in magic. That's what they are representative of.
Yep.
That's why it's so powerful to hold your wand. What do you think they're talking about in magic?
What about candles too? Probably.
Same thing.
Phallic.
When you charge candles and you're supposed to like rub up for energy to infuse them and rub down, and magic, a lot of magic is just sexy time.
Oh, I know. Oh, and you could talk about your sports magic thing in there too.
Yeah, I can explain it to all those dudes.
Yeah. Like the book is just writing itself. Loves it.
What else are you doing now?
I'll probably watch more Mr. Ballin episodes after this and work out. And I have to list. I took all the pictures for the stuff I want to list on eBay the other night. Now I have to fucking list it all. But it'll be fine now that everything's photographed.
Yeah.
It's just all books. But you know how it is when you list books and you have to like make sure you have
Publisher,
right.
title, and everything.
Yeah, and then some are like first editions, but they don't say first edition. I don't know that shit. I don't want to tell people I have the wrong edition, so it just fucking takes a while, but it's fun when they sell.
It is. Maybe I should list something on eBay.
You should. I told myself at the beginning of the pandy that was my goal. Like at all times, I wanted to have 50 things on eBay, and I did for a long ass time. And then everything sold, and right now I think I'm hovering around like 30, and I'm like, oh.
I'm wondering if I should just put a bunch, because I usually, if I sell stuff on eBay, it's usually just vintage stuff, like from the thrift stores or extra stuff that I have. Yeah. And I'm wondering, do you think they sell better on Etsy?
No.
No?
I don't know. Probably not. And like Etsy has weird rules about, it has to be a certain amount old for you to call it vintage. And if it's not, if it's newer, then you have to have made it. Which a lot of people on there don't follow those rules, but if you get caught, I think they can like yank your whole account.
Oh.
So I never fucked with it. You could sell shit on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I'd rather just do eBay or Etsy, I think.
Yeah. What are you going to do all night?
I have to finish this thing that I'm writing, secret project that I'm working on.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
And then...
It's for your pates are getting it.
Yeah. And then I made myself, because there was no food deliveries and I couldn't get to the grocery store, and I couldn't get DoorDash, and I couldn't get any food deliveries or anything. I made myself a huge pot of refried beans, rice, and beef crumbles.
Nice.
And so I've just got a huge, enormous, could not possibly eat all of it pot, which I will eat for the next 3 days.
Oh, well, if I have to go to that thing on Friday, I'll fucking bring you food. Or they'll probably be doing deliveries by then anyway.
Yeah. Or you could just bring me a bag of Fritos. I've had a Frito craving lately.
I see that. You're talking about frites, and Toad's not even eating frites. Can you not bite the buckle off my boot, sir? He's just not stopping. It's fine. Yeah, Fritos sound good.
Only 3 ingredients.
Corn, salt,
oil. That's it. The perfect snack, except like 3,000 milligrams of sodium.
We can't talk about Frito ingredients on our podcast. What are you doing?
Maybe someone didn't know that Fritos only have 3 ingredients.
I mean, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know, and it only took 2 days and 1 podcast to get that information to you.
2 phone calls, 1 snowstorm, 1 pandemic, 2 people with cabin fever. Okay, good talk.
Good talk.
Go eat a pot of beans.
I'll call you tomorrow, so that'll be next week.
That sounds good. You never.
Bye, Toad. Bye, Toad. Toad. Bye, Toad.
You stopped eating my boot.
Bye, Toad. Bye, Toad. Bye, Toad. Bye, Toad.
You better say bye. Nope, went back to my boot. Oh well.
All right.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Bye, Toad.